Good afternoon, and welcome to the official ribbon cutting ceremony for the Stream Restoration and Water Quality Enhancement Project here at Old Fort Park. I'd like to acknowledge some of our friends and guests that are here today. Mr. Joe Kirchner, who is the Director of the Murfreesboro Water and Sewer Department. Joe. Mr. Darren Gore, who's the Assistant Director of the Murfreesboro Water and Sewer Department. Mr. Robert Haley, who is the MS4 Program Coordinator for the Murfreesboro Water and Sewer Department. And Robert was very instrumental in this project. Mr. Kevin Guenther from Design Resources. Kevin, where are you? Kevin was the company that actually did the design for this, and it has turned out wonderful. Mr. Don Steele and Mr. Henry Huddleston from Huddleston and Steele, there they are. Thank you for coming. Also instrumental in the development and construction of this project, Mr. Butch Hamby. There's Butch. And Andrew Patton. Is Andrew here?
Couldn't let him off work.
Couldn't let him off work. Both were the contractors for this from Southern Creations and has done an outstanding job. Also, Mr. Jim Cromley is here, our Assistant City Manager. Jim, welcome. And we also have Ms. Elsie Easter from the Parks and Recreation Commission. Elsie, thank you for coming. And then we have several members from the Stones River Watershed Association that are here to support the project, specifically Mr. Randall Branch and Dick Baines. Thank you both for attending. And then I'd like to recognize my assistant, Miss Angela Jackson, who was the project manager for this great project and has done a wonderful job, and all the Parks and Recreation staff that is here. This park was dedicated in 1977 and has served as one of our premier parks in Murfreesboro for several years. This project is a part of an overall restoration that we are undertaking. You have seen new tennis courts built here. You're setting under a new shelter, which is a trailhead for the Stones River Greenway. And we have other plans. We have the renovation of Kids Castle, which you will see before the first of the year happening, and many other things that we have planned to bring this park back so it will serve as still one of the premier parks for Murfreesboro. I want to take this time to personally thank the Murfreesboro Water and Sewer Department and the Water and Sewer Board for partnering with us and giving their expertise in enhancing the beauty of this park. This park is one of those gems that you look at. It has a golf course on the back side of it, but as you drive by, what you're going to see in the future is you're going to see wildflowers growing. You're going to see a lot of development that's going to really enhance the aesthetic beauty of this park. It's also going to provide educational opportunities, not just for school children, but for builders and developers, and for a lot of citizens to understand what water quality is all about. One of the other things I want to mention before I bring the mayor up is that there are several great examples in this demonstration project of water quality. There's some low cost and there's some high cost developments. But the reason we put those in there is we want to be able to bring our developers to this site. We want to show them what we've done here and how they can use that in their application. With that, I'd like to welcome the Mayor of Murfreesboro, the Honorable Tommy Bragg, to the podium for a few comments.
Thank you, Lanny. Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce two fellow council members who serve with me on Murfreesboro City Council. Toby Gilley and Doug Young have joined us today, and both of them are instrumental in every way as we cooperate across the city of Murfreesboro to make things better and to improve the quality of life. And today we're working on the quality of groundwater, stormwater. So this stream restoration and water quality demonstration area is certainly important across our community. It is a partnership with city departments, as we've mentioned, Water and Sewer, our Parks and Recreation Department, and our Planning Department. And all of them work together, and I think that's one of the things that I've been most proud of as I've served as your mayor, is the cooperation across all our city departments in getting projects done and making sure our businesses, our residents, and our visitors have great experiences inside the city of Murfreesboro. So I'm really proud of that. This coordinated project, of course, was built in some part with our stormwater fees that is kind of comes down the road from a federal project that said we had to improve stormwater across our city. And we got a head start on it and actually really, I think, have developed quite an excellent and outstanding program, and Robert Haley has certainly fostered that, and we certainly appreciate his work with the Water and Sewer Department and with our businesses and our business community, as they have had to take on the responsibility too, as well as our residents, for stormwater improvement across our community. Our Parks and Recreation Department certainly has given us a beautiful place to put together an excellent enhancement for the city of Murfreesboro. This is a beautiful park. Spring Creek that runs into Lytle Creek, and then Lytle Creek into the Stones River, and the Stones River just keeps going, and I'm sure over the years, Henry Huddleston, a lot of the Stones River sediment probably ended up down in Louisiana if we're not careful, but we're trying not to let that happen so easily these days and retain the little topsoil that we've got in Murfreesboro and Rutherford County, and this is certainly a way to demonstrate how that can be done. So it's really a benefit to our citizens, it's a benefit to our school children, to our environment, and certainly to the city of Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. I'm proud to be here. I know our other council members are proud of our efforts too, and we certainly look forward to a long and successful enhancement here at Old Fort Park. Thanks very much.
I'd like to call to the podium Mr. Joe Kirchner for a few words from the Water and Sewer Department.
You know, this project, this park, all that we do with stormwater, we are stewards of God's creation. You know, that's the only way to put it. This helps clean the environment to the pristine condition, we hope, that in which it was created. And with that, we hope to do many more such projects. We hope to improve the stream quality. That is the main objective goal, this whole program. And through things like this, education and everybody's help as volunteers will do that. There is I think a cleanup coming up at Sinking Creek. Robert, you remember, that's next couple weeks, I think, with MTSU. There's going to be a kind of like a creek cleanup where they go along and pick up debris and things like that around the campus. And also there's a lot of different activities that go on with this, but we're just very pleased with the efforts of our designer, our contractor, and all the staff, including Paul Barber, who's the guy that made sure everything went in right. Thank you all.
Now I'd like to bring our designer to the podium, Mr. Kevin Guenther from Design Resource, to describe what kind of elements he's put in here and what you can really achieve with this kind of project. Kevin.
Thanks, Lanny. And I know we've been giving a lot of thank yous out, but I do want to give my personal thanks to Huddleston Steel. They worked with me on the design. Butch Hamby for putting it in, and Paul for, overseeing all of us, keeping us in line, and then of course the staff, both Water and Sewer Department and Parks and Rec Department. As the mayor had alluded to, one of the great things about this project is it's been a true collaborative effort, and those are very fun projects when you can collaborate with a big group of people like we have. So what is it that we've accomplished here? Obviously, this park has been a significant place even prior to this project, But when we first sat down and talked about water quality, which is near and dear to my heart, and as Joe had mentioned, the environment and caring for it is near and dear to all of our hearts, we wanted to think of ways we could demonstrate that. And what I like to do is say we've done a regenerative design project here. We've created something that's not just reducing negative impact, it's actually improving things and allowing things to get a further yield and an improvement in many different things. And so obviously we're protecting the stream, and we've created some, I think, some great little demonstrations that are marked. If you'll notice, there's some marker posts out there which translate back to specific terms in the stormwater ordinance and the design ordinance. So we have clearly identified something in the ground, because I always like to say, okay, here it is, you know, here's the idea on paper, here's the design intent. Well, now you can actually see it in the ground. And we've achieved that in a way which is called, it's a treatment train. If you start off in the parking lot, walk through some infiltration trenches and then bioretention and then down to the water quality, we've truly created several layers. So you can, now here at the park, you can walk somebody through your ordinance and your design standards, and you can say, here's what it looks like in the ground. So that's one thing we've achieved. And the other is the educational opportunities with that. You'll see some signs and a brochure that's been created to educate people. And you know, that's another real benefit of this. There's nothing like real life experience in walking through a park and to be educated on these topics. We've increased the opportunity for recreation. The trail that is the circumference around the water preservation area is a real pleasant experience. And if you can't get the opportunity to join us in a little tour today, I really welcome you to come back, walk the trail. It gives people a chance to get down near the creek, and then we've given them a couple places where you actually cross over the creek and see the water and get close to it. But at the same time, we've allowed those protection zones. So we've enhanced the environment for water quality. We've created recreation, education, and then the other thing you're going to see is, you know, more and more wildlife enhancement. These corridors are key to the preservation and the connection of all our open space. And Murfreesboro is so good at seeing that bigger vision that it's not just about the parks, but how do you link the parks and how do you link the uses. So I'm very excited about this park, and I hope as you walk through the trail and walk through the demonstration water quality projects that we have here, you're not going to only understand just the element of clean water, but you'll experience the rejuvenation of just being out here in a place that exemplifies good care. So thank you all.
Old Fort Park is home to a small stream called Spring Branch, which is fed year-round by springs and seeps near the park's entrance off Old Fort Parkway. The City of Murfreesboro established a project to protect the Stones River watershed by implementing several stormwater quality treatment structures to capture sediment and pollutants picked up by rainfall from the park's pavement and grounds. A protection zone has been established around the stream to restore the stream's health and create a natural environment that benefits not only the water in the stream, but also the plants and animals that live in the habitat surrounding it. A circular pathway and 2 stream crossings have been developed to encourage park visitors to enjoy the natural beauty and recreational value of this enhanced ecosystem. Grass acts as a filter. Concrete strips act as small dams to help spread out the water flow. As water slows down, sediment is collected in the grass. Grass filter strips are typically the first part of a series of water quality control. Bioretention consists of a basin that has been excavated and filled with a sandy soil mix, encouraging filtration. Water temporarily ponds in the depression and soaks into the surrounding soil, mulch, and plant material. Rock mulch helps to slow the water down and protect from soil. Enhanced swells are channels designed to slow down water and filter it into a prepared bed of sandy soil mix. Plants and check dams help clean sediment and pollutants from the water. Porous pavers allow for water to be captured in between the paver joints and collect in a gravel bed beneath the parking lot surface. Water collected in the gravel bed slowly filters. Living and organic material in the stream protection zone helps filter the water through the soil before entering the stream. A pathway borders the protection zone at Old Ford Park to define the edges of mowed grass from native plants and undisturbed wildlife habitat. Infiltration trenches are excavated and filled with stone aggregate or sandy soil mix used to capture water and allow infiltration into the bottom and sides of the trench. Plants can contribute to helping clean the water.